Hey guys, Bryson here. Welcome to my show. And today I'm actually smiling a lot here because basically we're about to take a look at this show. It's called 90 Day Fiance Happily Ever After. And the entirety is that these people from America basically go out there and they find love outside of America, and then they want to bring those people here to America. Okay, that's the entirety. Sometimes it works out, it's true love. Sometimes it's a lot of gold digging. However, this episode right here is about this lady that was brought over to America, and she's asking for a lot of money from this guy, and his name is actually Colt. By the way, for some background here, Colt is around a 30 to 40-year-old man that still lives with his mom, okay? Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Depends on your perspective, but yeah, that's the point here. And by the way, I make videos on this channel every single day, so subscribe to the channel and hit the bell so you're notified every time I post a new video, and on top of that, also destroy the like button. Now, without further ado, let's see exactly how Colt and Larissa actually get along and how she's asking him for money.
I need that Colt do things for me too.
Other thing that make me feel a little upset, Colt, is when I ask you money.
Oh, look at that. By the way, I think she's from Australia, I think. And the idea is that basically he's not giving her any money. And now she's confronting him at dinner saying like, hey, you're not giving me any money. Now, for everyone that's going to be saying in the comments down below, tell me gold digger, gold digger, gold digger, gold digger, gold digger alert, right? The answer is, okay, as a person, a man or woman, usually you know exactly what you're looking for when it comes to a woman or, for example, even a man, right? So the idea is if you're looking for a woman like this, you know, very attractive woman, if you think she's attractive, whatever, the answer is if you think she's attractive and you know, for example, hey, how can I get this lady? I know how she is. I know her norms, and she has expectations, and then you want to comply with those, then you know exactly what you're getting yourself into. So you can't say like, hey, she's a gold digger automatically, because you know for a fact exactly what he was looking for when he was actually looking for her, okay? Because by the way, I think this guy proposed to her literally on the 4th day that he actually met her. So you know exactly what the perspective was there. So I'm not the type of guy to rush into saying like, hey, she's a gold digger, she's a gold digger. I think it just depends, and also the guy also, and sometimes even the woman, because sometimes the guys are actually the gold digger, okay? So it depends. Would I ever look for a woman like this? The answer is no. Is out of the question, okay? No, I would never look for a woman like this. However, some men look for certain things in women, and some of these women, well, in reality, they're actually looking for some money or for some dependency on these men also. And yeah, that's the entire idea. Some guys like it, some girls like it. I cannot stand it. I cannot stand it.
For buy stuff, that for example, I want to buy a Chanel, $3,000.
Oh my God. Look at his face. Look how his face changed from like, okay, I'm listening to, no, not that. Listen, man, if a girl ever asks you for a $3,000 Chanel and you're, by the way, I've seen couples a lot of the times, hear me out here, that basically justify spending so much money by saying like, hey, I got my girlfriend a $3,000 Chanel bag, but then she also got me a Louis Vuitton wallet. And I'm like, it doesn't mean that you guys are in sync. It just means that both of you guys are kind of like stupid, okay? I'm just being honest. I'm just being honest. Kind of like, why would you spend so much money on all of these liabilities? Why don't you say like, hey, I bought my girlfriend some stocks, and then she bought me some stocks or bonds or a house or an investment, like whatever it is, okay? I like to focus on those things, okay? But this guy's face is out of proportion here. And by the way, I also understand that she came from Australia for this guy or just to come to America, whatever it is. And she's also in America with no job, no connections, knows no one. And basically she does need some money, but she's asking for like $3,000 for a Chanel bag, a liability, is out of the question. Let's be honest here, right? But let's hear how Colt responds.
I will move heaven and earth to make you happy, but sometimes your demands are quite ridiculous.
He literally said, yo, I would move heaven and earth to give you whatever you want and to make you happy, but sometimes your demands and what you say is just ridiculous, okay? And that's exactly what I also thought, Colt, okay? I thought that was pretty ridiculous. You know, asking for a $3,000 Chanel bag, okay, that you're probably gonna put $20 inside is absolutely incredibly is stupid acts. But then again, you know, I noticed something. it's very easy now for you guys and probably me right now to say like, hey, you know what, that's a stupid investment. But back in the days when I used to buy, for example, a lot of shoes, sneakers, and like designer stuff, I thought that was so valuable. Not because of the actual items, but because of the perspective that those items actually provide. You know, it kind of shows like, hey, this person must have a lot of money because basically they have pretty expensive stuff. But then you realize that all the people that actually make a lot of money, Bill Gates, Mark Zuckerberg, Warren Buffett, all these people just wear like normal clothes and they don't really care about any of this stuff. So like, why am I here worrying about like, hey, where's my Gucci bag? Where's my Gucci wallet? Where's my Gucci belt? Okay, where's my Chanel? The answer is, it doesn't matter. And I remember it made sense to me and it clicked to me when one friend of mine actually asked me for money. He asked me, Tommy, do you have $1? And this is back in high school, by the way, when people used to ask for $1 all the time. And I was like, why is this guy asking me for $1, right? He had on True Religion jeans, very expensive stuff, like $200 jeans. And he had on, for example, a $200 Louis Vuitton wallet. And he's asking me for $1. I'm like, what the fudge is wrong with you, bro? Like, where is all your money going, huh? So that's when things make sense to me. Just because somebody looks like they have a lot of money does not mean they actually have a lot of money. And that's when I started to buy items from people that spend too much money on those items. And that's when I actually started to get into reselling very heavily. So I became the person buying those items, but to resell them also. And then I found out a lot of people just had a lot of fake stuff, which I was surprised about, okay? Very surprising.
I just want to money. Money, 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 money.
Why don't we figure out a budget every month? Prepaid credit card.
Okay. Like I said before, guys, okay? She just got here from Australia to America, okay? She has no jobs, no connections, and he's saying like, hey, how about I give you a budget, okay? A budget you can actually go out there and spend a certain amount of money. Is that crazy? The answer is not really, you know, because basically she just got here, no connections. I get it, you know? But asking for a Chanel bag is insane. I get his perspective, like, hey, let's make a budget. But, you know, my perspective is usually, you know, we both work, we have a budget together, but in this case, it's a whole different relationship. So from this relationship perspective right here, I get the whole reason of having a budget to give your wife a budget.
For you. Just you.
Oh my God. Perfect. So what about $1,000?
No.
I feel like she's a very good negotiator, okay? In a sense, you know, whenever you're negotiating with someone, you want to shoot very high. And if you land, you still land on the stars. You know, the moon and the stars thing, it's a whole thing. It's a parable, I think. But the idea is that she's shooting very high to see exactly where he's actually hot, okay? Where is he at, okay? But he's a very aggressive negotiator.
I can't.
300.
Wow. She went from 1,000 to 300. Well, negotiation skills are terrible. I'm sorry, they're terrible. Like, you have to wait until he says like, hey, I can actually offer you this much. She was like, okay, 300. That's like 70% less than what you just asked for. Relax.
Maybe in the middle.
$200.
Oh, he said maybe in the middle. So he wanted to go to 150. He said 200. Oh my God, this is getting intense, guys.
Yes, let's go with that.
I think that
You see? She says she's happy. And she's saying, you know, I think that I'm a good negotiator. I think you're a terrible negotiator.
I'm a good negotiator. I want $1 million from Coach, but it's better 200 than nothing.
What the fudge? She said, I want $1 million from Colts, but if all I can get is $200, then I guess I'm good. If you think that's good negotiation, I don't know what the fudge you're thinking, okay? That's crazy. That's like me going to like a store where like, hey, I know this costs $1 million, but I'll take, oh, no. It's like me me being at a store and selling an item for like $1 million and then somebody coming in and be like, hey, you know what? It's $1 million, but you're offering $200. You know what? You can take it. Go ahead. You know, the value doesn't matter. All right. This is terrible negotiation.
Let's see if you can survive on 200 for 30 days.
I think Larissa thought life in America is very easy. We all have multiple cars, live in big mansions.
Yeah. The perspective from outside of America, you don't understand how twisted it is. And I fault I fault America itself, you know, because in a sense, you know, with all the movies we actually deliver and all of this, you know what, oh, when you come to America, look at all these buildings, like, you know, look at all this nice stuff, look at all these cars, look at all these women, look at all this money, like the money's in the streets, you can find it. And then when you come here, you're like, oh, so people here just have, for example, a higher quality of living, but they still have to work. There's really no free money. And if you spend all your money, you become broke very quickly. So it's kind of like the same as any other country, but just like on a higher level, okay? The perspective is insane. But I like that she's actually, you know, understanding a lot more now.
I think you must have thought I had $1 million or something.
You told me that you have $10,000 saved.
Oh my gosh, you hear this? She he told her I have $10,000 in my savings accounts, and she equated that to $1 million. Like, how does this work? Okay. And by the way, when you go, I don't think she's from Australia, because Australia is actually a very wealthy country, so I'm kind of confused here. But the problem is that, you know, for example, here in America, $10,000 is like enough for like maybe 3 months, maybe 6 months. But in those countries, it's enough for like a whole year, maybe sometimes even like 5 years. Okay, so that's the perspective.
I don't remember saying that.
Where are these money?
I might have had that, but now I don't. You're expensive.
All right, guys, so that is the end of the video, and I'm actually very, very entertained. And by the way, I will not keep this a secret. I actually watch these shows a lot. I actually feel like this is always so entertaining, and it's also pretty cool because I have a lot of friends that actually go through this all the time, so it's always like interesting to see exactly how people actually go through this. But overall, I know the overall comment is going to be, Tommy, she's a gold digger. You know, I don't think she's a gold digger, to be honest. I think it's one of those like dependent relationships, you know, because back in the days, well, and a lot of these days today also, like outside of America, really, you have a lot of, for example, a lot of relationships where the man works and then the woman also stays at home, and then it's impossible for a woman to stay at home when not actually having any money. In America today, that's kind of like weird, because basically it's so expensive to live here. So basically the man works, the woman works, the child works, everyone works because everyone needs to pay bills. So the answer is, it doesn't make sense in this economy, but in other places it actually makes a lot of sense. And by the way, guys, it's another video about Cole and also Larissa talking more heavily about how he lives at home with his mom. If you guys want me to do a video on that, comment down below, let me know, and I'll make a video about that, reacting to it tomorrow. And as always, if you enjoyed the video right here, guys, well, like this video, also subscribe to the channel and hit the bell so you're notified every time I post a new video. And on top of that, also destroy the follow button on my Instagram. Yeah, I think that's how that works. And also, if you want to see another video basically on what Kevin O'Reilly thinks whenever it comes to a date and how much you should spend, here it is right here. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for watching, and as always, peace.